What's up, everybody? My name is Steven London, and this is another episode of Manover. Yes, honey. I am so happy to be back and back in effect and here with some juicy major tea that we need to, discuss and break down. I'm talking about this trending story that's happening today from Jennifer Hough and Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, her husband. If you have not watched the real interview, because unfortunately it's already being pulled down on YouTube, allegedly from Nicki Minaj's camp, it is available on Twitter, and just keep searching it because I recommend for everyone to watch Jennifer Hough's interview before watching this. But while you're here, I'm excited to give you the tea and break it on down and give you my opinion on it. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys are using today's hashtag that apparently is already happening. Hashtag surviving the petties. This is crazy to me because I'm like, here we are in a day and age where we encourage every single one of us to believe women, right? And believe rape victims. And the stories and some of the tweets that I've seen today have really been disgusting. The title of this video is, do you believe Jennifer Hough, or if they're telling or she telling the truth? And I want to be very clear how I am in my description below that I do believe Jennifer. And if you do not believe Jennifer, you're saying that you do not believe women. And I want to be clear that her testimony and her truth and what she shared today drove me to tears, drove friends of mine that's been through similar situations to tears. And it's just really sad that she's going through this. So I want to start by saying my thoughts are with Jennifer and her family. I'm so sorry that you're going through this and having to deal with this. In no way, shape, or form am I here to discourage you from telling you your truth or your story. I'm doing this to amplify this situation and hopefully let everyone know who's watching that you're not alone. If you need someone to talk to, please reach out to those resources. Please report. Please, please, please report, both men and women. Rape is nothing to joke around and nothing to play about. And I just can't express myself enough around that. So before we get started with today's show, I want to make sure that you guys subscribe and share to my channel. Okay, so make sure to press that subscribe button. Make sure to press share if you're watching on Facebook. And don't forget to hit that notification bell for more videos like this. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so Jennifer Hough, honey, this is breaking news, and literally everybody's talking about this. If you don't know this story, Jennifer Hough is a lovely woman who unfortunately went through a very bad situation. In 1995, Jennifer was raped allegedly by Kenneth Petty. I say allegedly just to cover me, Rashad, and the entire Manover team from any possible lawsuits. But this did go to court. He was convicted for attempted rape. She broke that down in today's real interview where she talks about this in full detail. I don't want to go into the details of the rape, but I will share that probably the most compelling part for me was her describing her laying in that bed after being raped and watching this man hit his own chest and say, I'm the man, I'm the man. That put, chills over my body when I heard her describe that. And she went into very long, full detail of this accident, this incident that took place in 1995. Jennifer was 15 years old when this happened. He was 16. She went to school, ran to school as soon as after the rape occurred, where she reported to her security guard what had happened. Police was involved. Kenneth Petty was arrested. Her family, who allegedly received numerous of death threats and just harassment, they tried to convince Jennifer to backtrack her statement and say, please, I don't want to press any charges. I don't want to press any charges. She describes that the day of the court hearing, she did go to court, told the district attorney, listen, I'm being forced to backtrack my statement and to drop these charges because my family is under attack. At court, she did drop, I believe, the first full attempt rape charge, which is why Kenneth Petty was charged under attempted rape charges. Kenneth Petty then went to jail or prison for 4 years, served his time. Due to this prison sentence and what he did, he has to register on the sex offenders list. And if you're wondering why we're talking about this now, for something that happened in 1995, that is the key part here, is that he has to register on the sex offenders list. So to update you as to what happened between all these years, right? Like, are we just talking about this because now she's looking for a bag because he's married to Nicki Minaj? No. Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty got together about 2-3 years ago. In a public relationship. She, spoke about this man and it was no secret. I'm Barbie, this is Ken, like she told us, that they've been together. The couple got married secretly last year or so. She also announced around July, that she was pregnant and having a baby, and she had her baby in September of 2020 or like late October. I don't know. I don't know the exact months or dates. That's not important because that's not what the hell we're talking about. The point is, they now live in Los Angeles. Kenneth refused to sign and get him and put himself back on the sex offenders list. Every time that you move, you have to register and put yourself on this list. If you do not do that, that is considered a violation of the time that you served and the penalty and whatever the case may be. Even after you're out of jail, even after you do your time, this is something that you need to do. So what has been happening over the last 2 years, allegedly, is that they have been trying to force Jennifer Hough to release and write a statement saying that she either made up the whole thing, that she does not believe that he doesn't deserve to be on this list, and that she supports him not being on this list, and that she wants to drop this entirely. This harassment allegedly has looked like Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty getting an associate of theirs and threatening her numerous of times, and her family members, phone calls, emails, all kinds of things saying, if you don't drop this, we're going to we're going to cause some harm to you or your family members. Jennifer claimed today on The Real, shout out to the ladies of The Real, by the way, Jennifer claimed that Nicki Minaj spoke to her directly back in March of 2020 and said, listen, can you please come to Los Angeles? I'll fly you and your family out here so we can figure this out and talk. Jennifer obviously said absolutely not. Explained to her the story in detail the way she shared the story today, allegedly. Told her, listen, as a woman, you have to see that I'm not lying here. And no, I'm not going to try to get this man off this list. This is part of what the time and the penalty and his circumstances are based on his actions. You understand? I already feel horrible that I had to go and try to say that this man didn't rape me in the first place. I'm a grown ass woman now. I'm not going to do that now. This man, a friend of theirs, of the Petty family, allegedly showed up to Jennifer's home with $20,000, pre-written statements, and asked Jennifer to sign the release and sign the paperwork and to accept the money. Jennifer refused, threatened to call the police. He then left and said, you should have took the $20,000 because now I'm going to put $20,000 on your head. This woman has not spoken up about this in the 30 years that this situation has happened, or 20-something years that this has happened, because she didn't want this to be public. Like many rape victims, they're ashamed. She shared that she felt like this was her fault, that this happened to her, and that she didn't want nobody to know that this happened to her. And so when she found out that Kenneth was getting with Nicki, she said, oh my God, there's a possibility that this can go public and figure this out. And even then, when it was first announced, she still didn't say anything. She still didn't speak up. It wasn't until the harassment that happened around 2 years ago was that Jennifer started sharing her story. She shared her story with a blogger here on YouTube, which was the first time that she spoke about it publicly. She, I believe, shared some stuff on social media, but this is the first time that she speaks on it on a national scale. This lawsuit that she is now bringing forward to Nicki Minaj and Kenneth for harassment upon other things was filed September 17th. Literally just a week ago. And if you recall, September 17th is also the same day that Nicki Minaj decided to go on Twitter and go stupid rapid rant about the vaccine. Feel how you want to feel about the vaccine. That's another Man Over episode for another day, child. But it is no coincidence, at least if you ask me, that Nicki Minaj went to the media to talk about her COVID and vaccine experiences and theories the same day that this was filed. To me, this was a way for her to try to deflect the media from what was getting ready to possibly pick up. I think that she knew that these court documents are public documents that probably were going to get picked up by the media. She wants to silence Jennifer, allegedly, and I think that that was just another way for her to try to silence that. Jennifer shared today on The Real that the reason why she is sharing this on the national and public stage like that is because she believes that women should not hold back. Women should feel comfortable to share and let people know that this is not okay. And that just because you're famous and just because you have money and just because you have power does not mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to get emotional. Does not mean that you should do this to somebody. This means a lot to me. And the reason why I wanted to tell this story and talk about this story was because I feel bad for Jennifer, but I'm very angry. I'm angry because this is a woman who, Nicki Minaj, is a woman who has seen so much trauma in her life, right? Unfortunately, she's lost her father, but her father had issues with drug abuse and things like that that she's shared through her music when she was younger. Her brother, another person convicted of allegedly raping someone. And so she's seen a lot of similar stories and a lot of situations that unfortunately we see a lot of times when it comes to Black men in the media, when it's time to hold them accountable for their actions. Nicki, nobody forced you, one, to marry this man, two, to have a kid with him, knowing everything that you knew. Nicki, no one forced you to get involved in this situation, allegedly, if you did. No one said, hey, listen, like, you have to harass this woman. You have to, like, put money up in this situation because you married someone that's on the sex offenders list. No one forced you to do that. And if Kenneth forced you, child, then this is your time to speak up and say that that's what's going on here, which I'm pretty sure is not the case, because there's also evidence that Nicki Minaj has spoken on this situation before. She's addressed this on social media, where she provided a comment saying that the rape never happened, that the two were in a relationship, that she was 15 and he was 16, and that he did his time because, you know, it was all a lie, but that there was no money to get him, you know, for him to pay to get bailed, which is why he ended up doing the time, and that she was coerced into not retracting the charges because they told her that she was going to have to do 90 days in jail if she did that. She gave a lie to her barbs and to her fan base. She also lied, Nicki Minaj also lied, and called her a white woman. So for a long time, we didn't even know what Jennifer looked like because, again, this woman has been trying to protect her identity from all of this because she doesn't want this kind of attention. I mean, imagine. And told her fans that this was white is right? White is always right. That she's a white woman who is falsely attacking a Black man in America. As we've seen in, unfortunately, some cases, right, where we've seen white women lie on the innocence of Black men about rape situations and vice versa. The extent that you've gone on your Queen Radio, Nicki, to say that lets me know that you know exactly what the hell is going on. That you know exactly what the hell is happening here. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly that you needed to put out those tweets. You knew exactly that you had to silence her and not help and not get this out. And you also know that you very much need her to retract this statement in order to get her to agree with you guys to get him off the sex offenders list. Because if he's not off this list, he possibly can't even pick up his son from school because he can't be around schools, he can't be around parks, he can't do this, he can't do that. And God forbid that Nicki Minaj looks flawed. God forbid that she doesn't get to live in their own choices that she made. God forbid, because, you know, this is the Nicki Minaj hate train, and this is the Nicki Minaj bandwagon, and this is payola, and this is big corporations going against poor little old Nicki, a Black woman, and it's protect Black women until it's Nicki Minaj, right? No, it's not. It is not. That's not what this is. You're not going to get to play that game anymore, Onika. You're not going to get to play the victim anymore. I suggest that you speak the hell up and try to talk your way out of this one, or tell the truth. Probably won't tell the truth. You never tell the truth. You never tell people. Hey, it's always deflect, and you're the victim, and you're the victim, and you're the victim. You never tell the truth. But for once in your life, you have the opportunity, Onika, to tell the truth and to be on the right side of history here. This, again, I want to be very clear on this stream and this video and this Man Over episode right now. This is not Cardi B coming against you. This is not Remy Ma. This is not Atlantic. This is not, oh, I write my own raps and she don't. This is a rape victim. This is someone who was sexually assaulted by your husband when they were kids. Okay? That's what this is. And if you are involved, which from what it looks like you are, allegedly, offering $20,000 or else as if you're this big gangster when you're not, because let me tell you something, you never sold dope in Jamaica, Queens. You sold biscuits at Red Lobster. Let's be very clear. You're not about that life. You never were. And if you are now, it's through label associations and friends. Or your husband. Y'all really need to leave this street shit and this loyalty shit to the gangs and to the streets out there in the streets. You are a grown-ass woman. You, at your big old age, okay? At your big age, Nicki Minaj, who has a child now, you have to understand this is unacceptable. This is beyond crazy, girl. Like I'm not even hating on you, bro. Like, honestly, I still think that when it comes to bars, like, you're doing it. Like, when it comes to artistry, you're that girl. Like, hey, Nicki Minaj train on the side, because that's not even what this is. I want to be clear. Like, that's not what this is about, girl. It has nothing to do with your rap career. This is you as a woman. This is you as a person. This is you as a human being, like you said in a video. Like, at what point do you realize that this has gone to a level that's undefendable? There's a court case, and you're gonna have to go to court. If she was lying, you would have already filed for defamation. If she was lying, we wouldn't be possibly going to court over this. And if this woman is able to develop any kind of receipt, which, listen, I don't know about you, but I've worked in television. In order to get on TV with a lawyer and tell this story, you have to show that you're able to back it up. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say nothing else. And I will say again that this is all alleged, because until things are go to court and people see the receipts, which I'm all about the receipts, we cannot say what is and what isn't. What I do know is, Nicki, is that if there is an ounce of you left inside your human brain that's a good person, you need to say something. You need to address this and you need to tell the truth. And if you're scared because you did do these things, then honey, clink, clink. Like, I hope that maybe you can have like a Vibes Cartel situation where you could still record music in behind bars. I don't know, because it's really rap. It's a rap. No pun intended. It's a rap for your rap career, girl. Like, this is beyond coming back from. And I don't even know what else to say. I mean, I was supposed to do makeup. I know Rashad is probably upset because he's like, what happened? I thought you were going to do makeup. But it's just so beyond me. Like, I want to sit here and I want to put on makeup and I want to kiki about this. But it's just that this is nothing to kiki about. This is nothing to take lightly. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine? My thoughts and prayers again for Jennifer Hough and her family. Jennifer, I am so sorry that you're going through this, girl. I hate that you are having to share your story in this way and having to put on the bravery. I pray for your safety. I pray for your sanity. I also want to remind the Barbs that are probably also going to watch this and try to drag me. Child, that's fine. I don't care. All views are good views, right? But I want to remind you, Stan Twitter people and Barbs and unicorns and whatever else you use. This is not payola. This is not a one rapper trying to take down another. This is a woman who shared a rape and sexual assault story that, again, whether you want to believe it or not, is a very serious matter. For those that are joking around and showing images of a funeral, saying that is Jennifer in the casket while you guys play Nicki Minaj music in the background. Oh, yes, I've seen it on Twitter. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. And I'm going to hope and just pray that you guys are children that don't know no better. Make sure that you are informing yourself. Make sure that you're really reading all sides to a story. I will be following this case very closely because I'm very interested and to see how the petties will be responding. And that's all I got today, honestly. Like, I put on some foundation. I put on a little bit of setting powder, y'all. Boom. I can, because it's just like, please, believe me, you. Like, are you dumb? So how about this? I'll be back next week, and I promise. And we will do an all makeup man over episode, because I know you guys need the beauty from me. It is the first day of fall today, and I want to show you guys some of my favorite autumn looks. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Steven London. I'm going to have big announcements coming very soon. And don't forget to subscribe and share to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to share if you're watching on Facebook. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos like this. And I love you so much for watching. Make sure to tune in next week right here on Man Over. And I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.